Is it God's will for you to be rich? What's going on, my friend? It's Chris here, the Kingdom Marketing Superman, and I help Christian coaches, consultants, and experts frustrated with inconsistent sales, land their dream clients fast using my rapid success system. And in today's video, in today's training, I'm going to talk about, is it God's will for you to be rich? So let's get this party started. All right, my friend, welcome back. Now, this one here, if you're watching this right now on my YouTube channel, when you're here, do all that good YouTube stuff, hit the subscribe button, like, leave your comments, and all that good stuff as well, right? Do all that good YouTube stuff. But if you see me right now, I'm actually doing this episode different. I'm not in my home office. I decided to go out and walk through the neighborhood just to have a conversation with you. So I want to have just a conversational piece with you, right? If you listen to this on my Kingdom Marketing Seekers podcast, just imagine me walking through the neighborhood, because that's what I'm doing right now, all right? But let's talk about this topic, because it's a very important topic. Is it God's will for you to be rich? Now, I'm going to share some scriptures with you. I'm going to share some things to hopefully give you some epiphanies and some new light. But usually this question is asked for most people who have an issue with money. Now, let me back up a taste and let me share this with you. Let me ask you another question before I answer that question. Is it God's will for you to be poor? Right? People who ask that question, if it's God's will for you to be rich, are usually people that have an issue with money, right? Or they've been conditioned through society, through the church, through religion, through the government, through family, through friends, through others, right? And they have a bad relationship with money. Now, I've had people come off and even condemn me for teaching people how to grow their business online, which will show you how to earn more money in your business, right? I've had people who have issues. I've had religious Christians condemn me publicly because of this. Say some really mean, nasty things, right? But it wasn't until God sent me a video from a group in the country of Kenya, in the continent of Africa, where my whole perspective began to change. A couple years back, let me share the story with you. A couple years back, it was around late December 2020, late of 2020, early 2021. And at this time, my business had begun to reboom again. And God gave me a brand new technique called the KVE technique for my business. And through the boom that my business was experiencing, I was able to start giving thousands and thousands of dollars to an organization in Kenya, which fed people, which gave people water, food, clothing, medicine, the things that we typically take for granted for those of us who live in more advanced countries, right? And around 2021, there was a global pandemic dealing with coronavirus. Well, I happened to catch the coronavirus, but I still was sending thousands of dollars to this group in Kenya. Well, in the midst of all this, something happened where they sent me a video. The organization in Kenya, who I was giving thousands and thousands of dollars due to the success of my business. And they sent me a video basically thanking me for my generosity. And in this video, they showed me where all the money is going. They showed me how they live. They sent me a book. They sent me a DVD, right? And they sent me all this stuff, thanking me personally. It's that in the video, they was thanking me personally. Thank you, Christopher Harold. Thank you, Christopher Harold. And when I saw the video, and when the group found out that I had COVID, they sent me a note saying they was praying for me, a personal note, and a personal video. And when I saw that note, I literally cried. Why did I cry? Because when I saw that note, I got my confirmation that I was doing exactly what I was supposed to do. I even told everybody, this is why every kingdom coach needs to prosper. Why every kingdom entrepreneur needs to prosper. Hey, sorry for interrupting this video, my friend, and I hope you're enjoying it. But really quick, I want to talk to you about the Get Class Consistently Intensive that I host every single month that helps coaches, consultants, and experts begin on the path to land their dreams clients fast. Inside the Get Class Consistently Intensive, I teach you the #1 sales process today that shows you how to get class consistently in your business, and will also help you create more impact and influence and position yourself as an authority in your marketplace right now as well. I want to extend you an invitation to come and join us now at the next Get Class Consistently Intensive by simply going to getclassconsistentlynow.com or clicking the link somewhere you see in the description. And when you come, be sure to get the VIP access pass as well. I can't wait to see you there. Not because of what you can get for yourself, but because of the people you can impact who can't do the same things that you and I can. And amidst all the criticism that I received from all the religious Christians who were condemning me, who was telling me I was greedy, who was telling me, I was all these evil things, same way the religious folks were condemning Jesus. I said, God, thank you for this confirmation. I said, because you give me confirmation why I need to keep doing what I'm doing and why I need to teach and help other coaches, consultants, and experts grow their business so they can profit more and generate more revenue so they can do more good things in the world. And I literally cried and got that confirmation. See, if I wasn't prospering in my business where I was able to generate more revenue than what I needed for my family, what I needed for my community here in Dallas-Fort Worth, right? I was able to give above and beyond my local church and everything, and able to send thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to this group. If I wasn't prospering in my business, guess what? I would never been able to create the impact on these lives. See, even in Ephesians, Paul told people in Ephesians, go out and work. Go out and generate income. Why? He says, so you can do greater good in the world. He said, stop stealing. See, here's how I feel when it comes to money, and why I definitely feel that if God is a king, I've never seen a broke king. That if God, so God's a king, and I'm a citizen in his kingdom, and I understand how kingdoms work, that the king gets his glory based off how his citizens are living. Check the history of kingdoms, this is true. And that Jesus Christ came to reestablish the kingdom of God on earth and not a religion called Christianity. That it's my ethical duty to not only prosper, because God's given me the ability to create wealth and to prosper, and that throughout scriptures from Genesis to Revelation, there were many of citizens of God's kingdom who were rich, who were prosperous in all that they do. Why? Because they could do more greater good in the world. And God's quite clear in Psalms where he said, why? I take delight in the prosperity of my servant. Who can you help if you're broke and poor? See, Jesus says something profound. Jesus said that there will always be the poor in this world. But he never said that you had to be one of those. See, even Jesus himself was not poor. Paul said it in Corinthians, 2 Corinthians, he said, even though Christ, who was rich, became poor so that you may become rich. And it took me years to accept that as material wealth, because I thought it always meant spiritual riches. Because I was told from religious Christians that it was always spiritual riches. But no, that's what it means. Jesus Christ was so rich, guys. I know it's hard for people to say this, but Jesus Christ was so rich that they had a treasurer. The treasurer turned out to be a backstabber, a betrayer, but still, if he's broke and poor, why would he need a treasurer? Think about this, guys. Who needs a treasurer if you're broke, if you live in check to check? Nobody. See, when you're poor, guys, you can't help anybody. When I was broke, because it started in my mind first, when I was condemning other believers, right? Because I thought that's what you should do. But when I was broke, guess what? Who could I help? What good could I provide? What lives could I impact? I could barely impact my own family's lives, let alone lives outside of my family. Nobody. See, there is nothing pious about poverty. There's nothing pious about being broke. There's nothing pious about living check to check. See, religion has messed us up and told us to avoid riches, to hate riches. Yet, that's the #1 prayer request of all Christians today. You go to any church, the #1 prayer request for all Christians is financial blessings, financial breakthrough. Yet we don't get it. Why? Because we have a poor relationship when it comes to money. Also, we're poor stewards when it comes to money. See, once you change your financial thermostat, and once you realize that you were created for good and that your success, listen to what I'm about to say, that your success is good for God. Wait, what, Chris? What? Your success is good for God. Throughout scriptures, especially the Old Testament, you will see that God did things for his name's sake. Well, his name's sake, in other words, is his reputation. Why didn't God kill the children of Israel when they was being disobedient and wanted to stay in bondage, wanted to stay in poverty, wanted to stay in average, where they were being average and mediocre? Why did he not kill them when he was so upset with them? One reason alone, for his name's sake, for his reputation. Why? Because his reputation was riding on their prosperity. His reputation was riding on what they did and did not do. Moses even told him, he said, Lord, if you kill all these people, the pagans are going to say, wow, you brought them out to the wilderness, but you didn't have enough power to even bring them into the promised land. And God like, you know what? For my reputation, because the way I'm seen by the world is the way my children are living, I'm not going to wipe them out. For his name's sake. See, that's why your success is good for God. It took me many, many years to accept that fact. Because religion told me that no, there's nothing I can do that will make God look good. But once you realize that your success is good for God, you realize that it's my ethical duty to prosper. Not just for what I want, not just for me to get material blessings, but for God can be a conduit and let things flow through me, let material blessings flow through me. Because the Bible is quite clear in Timothy. He said, for 1 Timothy 6, Brother Paul said what? He said, God has given you all good things to richly enjoy. In that same passage, very interesting passage, 1 Timothy 6, you see the verse in there that people misquote, that it says, for the love of money is a root of all sorts of evil. But it says for the love of money. But keep reading in that passage. You also will see, I believe around verse 17, verse 18, where Timothy made a very profound statement. He said, instruct those who are rich in the faith to do great things. Now, who was he talking to when he said instruct those who are rich? And that word rich actually means financial abundance in material possessions, not spiritual blessings. Who was he talking to? Was he talking to the pagans? No, he was talking to who? Believers. So if it wasn't God's will, if it wasn't ethical, if it wasn't a good thing for you to be rich, why would Paul tell believers who are rich to do good things? See, we got to fix this. Until we fix our mindset and change our paradigm when it comes to money, that's the only time things can change for us. We have to fix the way we think right here. That's why I teach all my clients and students in my intensive on how to think, how to fix this. Because unless you fix this, nothing else matters. Unless you change the way you think here, nothing else matters. You have to change the way you think, my friend. So let's go back to the original question of this particular session. Is it God's will for you to be rich? Well, I think by now you know it's God's will for you not to be poor. Because being poor, you cannot do any greater good in the world. So, and God said something in Proverbs pretty profound. God said, I give sight to the rich and poor. See, let me share something with you. God doesn't make rich people. God doesn't make poor people. God makes people. You and I decide if we become rich or poor. God's 100% okay with it. Throughout scriptures, God's 100% okay with abundance because God is not a God of lack. Since God is not a God of lack, he's a God of abundance, so obviously God is okay with you being rich. So obviously if God's okay with you being rich, then that falls in the will of God for you to be rich. So to answer your question, is God's will for you to be rich? The answer is yes. Scripture proves it. History proves it. And so the choice is up to you. if you're not rich, it's because of the way you think about money, the way you've been conditioned about money. It's because the way you manage money. God will not give increase to someone who's a poor steward, a poor manager. If your heart is not right, it won't happen. So, I hope that answers your question. I hope that clears up some things for you. It took me many years to get this paradigm, my friend. But you are created to do greater good in this world. And the way you do greater good in this world is beyond your prayer. It's what you do financially, because that can create impact in a more powerful way than what you can do simply just relying on prayer. So let me know what you found valuable from this video. Post in the comments below. Again, if you're checking this out on YouTube, do all the good YouTube stuff. Like, subscribe, comment below, hit the bell, all that good stuff there. Hope you found this valuable, my friend. Check out the links in the description. I got a free upcoming intensive you can attend to show you how to get clients consistently, to show you how to track your dream clients. Click the link in the show notes for that. And let me know one thing you found most valuable from this video. Put in the comments below. Until the next video, my friend, remember this: put God first in all that you do, and you too shall succeed. Peace and God bless.